Right into the stretch, looking back and throws up the middle. Rose is on his way around. Picked up by Otis.
Here comes the ready or not. Here comes the boys from the south. Here comes the ready or not. How you like me now? I say, here comes the boom, ready or not. Here comes the boys from the south. Boom, here comes the boom, ready or not. How you like me now?
You don't live in Cleveland, you live in Cincinnati.
Oh, I got spit in my throat. You are watching live. I about like burped everywhere. To the best damn Cincinnati sports podcast. Oh, I don't have a place. I didn't think of a place.
Epic. Best
This
intro
is
ever.
my apartment. My name is Santori Miles. I'm wearing a shirt today because the Bengals don't play. It's irrelevant. We got Cincy James. We got Greg Luther. We got Bengal Dad. I got a sandwich. How we doing?
It's a good day.
It's a relaxing Sunday.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's nice to not have to worry about, the stressors of watching your team play, and you can just watch everybody else's team implode, hopefully.
Or you could do something else. You could go outside on this nice, beautiful day, or you could also have a nice cup of Joe or something. Just saying.
You could. You very well could.
Interesting.
I don't have coffee.
I don't either. I got a tape measure.
There you go.
Milk, tape measure, coffee. What can we make with that? Let's MacGyver it.
Exactly.
So
We
who's
have a new
going
sponsor, don't we?
who's going to announce it?
Who's going to announce it?
I think Greg announce it, and then Bengal Dad can read about it.
Yeah, Greg is our advertising department.
Yeah,
No.
he locks down
He's our
everybody.
vice president of sales.
Hey, maybe I could come work for you guys or something. I don't know, but we'll see.
He's like the recruiter. He gets our guests. He gets our sponsors. We got Greg on the front lines. He's knocking them down.
I just try to contribute any way I can.
He's our
But I'm really,
bloodhound.
but in all honesty, I'm really excited about this. So I guess I'll just start. So a year ago, I got to know this guy Steve Huff through his cousin, who I've known for quite some time. Just such a nice guy, Steve is, and all that. And he during COVID, he started this business brewing coffee called Script Coffee. Yeah. So it's got many flavors, such as Tiger Joe. This one, Otto, great flavor too. It's in Mason. You can find it also at Whole Foods. I mean, it is such good coffee. I mean, Steve cares about this business. And when I asked Steve if he would be willing to sponsor our show, he said absolutely. And so we are just so excited about this. This is just so cool. This is happening. I mean, but yeah, and the cool thing is when you buy the coffee, you can scan on the back to go to the website. But I'll let Bengal Dad take it from here.
Well, just a little intro for Scripps Coffee. When you start your story with their specialty coffee, it helps to bring your story to life in a very unique way. Stories connect the past and the present to the future. From the coffee farmers to the roasters to you, they believe that everyone has a story to share. So go to scriptcoffee.com and get your coffee today.
Look at that.
It is very apparent which one of the two of us is dyslexic and who is the more well-read version.
Well, no, it's also for Bengal Dad because it's like you're reading. It's like a poem. It was written too. This is perfect for Bengal Dad to read too.
Oh,
So
I could sing this.
yeah, you could.
Uh-oh.
I didn't say that.
Where's Crypt? Where's Crypt?
So
Hey, Garth, just so you know, also Script does do coffee with Sonder Brewery also. So Script does do a beer with Sonder Brewery, so you can still get some Sonder beer, Script coffee with Sonder beer, just so you know.
Mm-hmm.
Garth.
Maybe we'll write a jingle for Script Coffee.
You should.
you don't have to be lonely at scriptcoffee.com. Yay.
Well, Greg, tell them about the new location that's going to be opening up.
So in Mainville, Ohio, there's a location. I believe it could be opening up in December. I mean, he's just now started under construction. You know, I can't wait to go there. Hey, Santori, do you know where Mainville is?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Santori lives right near it. So
I'm
yeah.
looking at it.
Yeah, there you go. So Yeah, like I say, maybe we'll all try to get over there sometime. Just check the place out. Like I said, Steve, he was just so happy about this business. What was that?
That was Fox.
I think I heard Fox.
NFL.
Okay. Yeah, but like I say, I'm so
Oh,
excited.
that was my phone. I didn't hear it because I have headphones on.
Oh, okay.
And I don't hear what I say. So everybody's like, what was that? And I was like, I don't know. And I look at my phone, you say Fox, and
You ought to
week
have
3.
headphones on all the time if you don't hear what you say.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, like I say, I had. If you guys remember correctly, last year, all the viewers too, Steve was on our show last year talking about his business. Hi, Walter. But yeah, like I say, Steve, just a huge diehard Bengals fan. I could talk football with him for an hour or two. So that's another cool thing about him. This is just so cool.
Our show's kind of always been moderately scripted. It just goes off the rails a lot.
We're like the NFL.
Exactly.
I will say I'm not a huge coffee guy. If I drink coffee, it's more of like that frozen milkshake variety that Starbucks has.
There you go.
But Script's actually really, really good. Again, I don't, and I make it sound like I make the final call here. I don't. It's a group effort, but I won't agree to a sponsor unless I agree with their product. We had a sponsor, Betfred, that we were not thrilled with the way they were operating, and cut that out right away. And that's not a dig on Betfred. It just didn't align with what we wanted. But every single product that we sponsor with, I actually use. I've had Brimminghorn. We have it at the tailgates sometimes. They do send us some stuff periodically that we give away. I have I think all 4 of us have 3-way city hats at this point. Script coffee, it's one of Ashley's favorites, and Ashley is a little bit of a coffee snob. Didn't start drinking coffee until about 1.5 years ago. But if I have Script, it does not last. She tears through it. Yep. We've been through the start of their facility at one point. We got a tour. We've seen the giant sacks of coffee beans.
Is that when you guys were doing like offensive line stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, he knew he knew the exact position Steve was playing, because Steve was like showing him how he played offensive line. And Santorius was like telling me, Greg, I know exactly what position he played.
So we've done that. With Midwest Best, Greg eats there all the time. They're literally, I don't eat there as often as Greg, but it is about a 30-minute drive for me. But they're on the street that I grew up on, the exit. I used to get off at Ward's Corner. Everything is either local, they all support the Bengals, or it's a product I use, or if I don't use it, I use it when I'm in the area. So these are all things that have kind of been handpicked as well. So I'm super happy to have Script on. I love the product, love Steve. Local football player who likes the Bengals, and we all kind of drink coffee except for Bengal Dad because he's weird. But that's all right. Nice to have you guys aboard.
We need a milk sponsor.
Yeah.
Well, no, I drink milk from the fridge. I get joked on because I drink milk from the fridge after a long, hot day, and they think that's weird. So,
Greg, you have never seen people drink milk like my family.
Whoa. But no, I have seen you drink milk. You could challenge me. You actually could challenge me.
You've never seen Kyle drink milk.
Oh, really? All right.
Oh, my God. Dad, what was it? At least typically a gallon a day growing up is what we went through.
Together, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It was easy when milk was 89 cents a gallon growing up. $1.29 in the later years, but now it's like $3, and it's like, whoo, there's half my grocery budget.
At least a quart, if not between a quart and a half a gallon a day.
I probably drink.
And that's not good for my waistline.
No, I probably drink a quarter of a gallon of milk by myself every single day.
Stranger's a milkaholic who can beat the 1 hour challenge.
Listen, so I just pulled a Derek. Listen, that serious chocolate that I had you guys try when we were all at the house. When I was in high school, I was staying at my friend's house, and they were like, do you want to do a gallon challenge? And I was like, I could probably do it. Like, we drink so much milk. But I was like, let's up the ante. I'll do a half gallon of serious chocolate because that stuff's like melted ice cream. Super rich. I got it down in 17 minutes. I'll never forget that. Half gallon of serious chocolate in 17 minutes. It did not stay down. I will tell you that. But I got it down.
Do you have to last the entire hour before it
So
comes out? Or like,
Well, it stayed. We'll put it this way: it didn't come up, but it came out. It was tore through me.
You know that stuff is not used to really be consumed that way.
No, it's supposed to be used as like a milkshake mixer.
Exactly.
And I'm like just drinking it straight. Oh my god. So I mean, it doesn't. There was no rule about like pooping, but there was. I didn't puke.
Are we having cake tomorrow night? Is that happening?
I can bring a cake.
Because I'm going to hit to bring some milk. I'm going to hit to milk it at
We'll
the tailgate
We'll
party.
have milk at the tailgate.
Yes.
For those of
Make
you
it a
in
wholesome tailgate.
For those of you in lot 1, we will have 2% milk.
There you go.
Skim.
That's water. That's not milk.
No, skim milk.
No, that's gross.
Do you guys like Horizon milk?
No.
It's pretty good.
It's no, you're wrong.
No. Kroger.
All right. To each his own.
Kroger, skim.
Kroger 2%.
The I think it's the blue one, the blue top.
2%. No, listen, that's a light blue top. The good blue top right here. Got this on standby. 2%. That's the good stuff.
Okay, I'll try it sometime. It's cheaper too than actually Horizon, so yeah.
And that was Milk Talk, brought to you by Birmingham.
Don't drink milk at a tailgate. Drink Birmingham Meadery. It's Viking sweat, bottled in bottles. You should drink it responsibly.
Goes well with cake.
Yeah, maybe. I've never had it with cake. It is sweet. It probably does go well with cake.
Bottled in bottles. Well done. That's amazing. All right. So we've got a gentleman that we need to talk about. Right?
Hold on.
There you go.
It's White Tiger shots, okay?
White Tiger, there we go. We just do White Russians. Can you do White Russians?
We can have little Dixie cups.
We'll do those and we'll put some Hershey syrup in it and it'll have
Yes.
the White Tiger look.
I'll do that.
That's a shot you'd see me take.
Oh,
Milk
God. Bengal Dad doing shots. What's in there? It's milk. Oh,
Dairy shots.
that checks out.
Yeah. Is that Kahlua? No. Not.
It's 2%.
It's close. It's Kroger.
It's not. Everybody else is talking about alcohol volume percent. And Dad's like, well, mine's 2. Mine's 2%. Pretty weak for a shot.
Yeah, before we talk about the gentleman that we need to talk about, Tyler has done a pretty awesome thing here. He's doing a giveaway to help Santori get his followers back up after he was crudely banned for a cake versus pie comment.
Yep.
So Tyler is putting this together. Darth has entered into the chat with also doing a chain giveaway for it. Try to get more people on there. So what you have to do is you have to follow Santori and you have to subscribe to the Rally Around the Natty YouTube page. So really, really appreciate you guys doing that. I know Santori said he had no words the other day. And I told Tyler that he might get it here.
I wasn't expecting anything. There was just this long post about how I kind of got screwed and they're all going to help. And I was like, oh, my God.
How in the world did you get knocked out for saying pie was not as good as cake or whatever it was?
It was because I told someone to walk into traffic.
Oh, okay. That's how Elon Musk got you.
Mm-hmm.
Guys.
I incited violence and self-harm.
I'm not done yet.
Uh-oh.
Tyler, add on to this. We get Santori 1000. I'm also throwing this cool Giovanni Bernard signed 8x10 right here. Where he leaps over.
I think he's going to score.
I was 99% convinced that he broke his arm on that play.
No, I was at that game. My buddy left and all that. He was all mad, and I was getting ready to leave. But all of a sudden, okay, let's see what happens. That's when, remember that it was a big 4th and inches, and they fumbled, and Terrence Newman picked it up, ran for a touchdown. Mm-hmm. That was like one of the best games I've ever attended in my life.
Didn't we score 30 straight points in that game?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we were. I was actually in Studio B of WMUL in Huntington, West Virginia at the time, in Smith Hall. And we had no air conditioning. I had that giant board in front of me, and I had my laptop kind of cockeyed to the side. I was running an illegal stream so I could watch it. And I kept just kind of looking over, and the score, I'm super preoccupied. And the score just kind of kept getting closer and closer. And then I look over, and I just see Terrence Newman running down the field with the ball, and I'm going, all right. And I called Dad, and I was like,
Yeah.
I guess we're winning now. I don't really know what happened.
Yeah, I think we were down by 14, and all of a sudden we were up by 16.
We were getting our ass handed to us, and I blinked, and we scored 30 points.
Oh, gosh.
Sure.
Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady should never come into the jungle.
That
No,
go
It doesn't work for them.
Well, no, do you guys remember the Packers fans? They were saying, go, Pack, go. But at the end of the game, we Bengals are saying, go, Pack, go. Go, Pack, go.
Oh my
Get
God.
out. All right. There's that certain gentleman that we do need to talk about. One, Joe Burrow. First
The
off,
update. Oh, go ahead.
Well, no, do we
Well,
need to cover
first
the
off, what do you guys think? Do you think he's going to play? We are a little divided on that, which is fine. Do you think he's going to play? And if he plays, how do you think he does? Anybody?
I'll start. I don't think he should play because we're going to go through this week in and week out. I think they signed McCarron for a reason, not for tomorrow. But I think Browning plays tomorrow. And if Browning plays adequate, he plays again against Tennessee. If he doesn't play adequate, they're going to get A.J. McCarron in these games. But I don't think – you can't take the best player in the history of your franchise and just throw him out there to the Wolves in a season you're already 0-2, and his leg is not going to get any better until February. And there's probably no way in the world he can play 15 more consecutive games. First off, you'd be playing those games with a limited playbook. You're going to have a bunch of short passes. And the first time he has to – what are you going to do when he's got a quarterback sneak? I mean, that's like one of the more effective short yardage plays the Bengals have. You're going to throw that one out the book? You're just going to wind up having halfway decent offense, and your defense is going to be on the field more than they have to be. It's going to hurt the entire team, in my opinion. You have to just face the music that he's not ready. That's my opinion.
Greg?
Yeah, Bengal Dad, I get what you're saying. A.J. McCarron, I just kept saying to myself, why didn't we sign this guy like at least in training camp? I thought he did a great job for us as a backup here. Now, I wasn't for starting him over Andy or anything, but I still thought he was a great backup game managing quarterback. But the mess, even if he, like I said, but he will not be playing even if Burrow doesn't play because he doesn't know the playbook or anything. But yeah, the thing of it is, it's just, we all want Burrow to play. Bengal Dad, I know you want him to play, but you got to think big picture here for the franchise. And it's tough. I get it. We're 0-2. I still deep down inside think he's going to play, but I am going to have that guilty feeling back in my head. If this guy takes one big hit, like from Aaron Donald or whatever, I'm going to be nervous as hell about that. But I just know Burrow has that mentality. He wants to play. And I get that. Now, we admire that, but I still think he's going to play, but I'm going to be like this every time he takes it.
And to layer on top of what you said, not only could he possibly strain it more, tear it more,
right,
whatever is really going on inside that leg, if he's not able to escape and you got Aaron Donald coming at him, you might be having a different kind of injury. He might tear his knee as a result of this. He may get a concussion. He may separate his shoulder. There could be far more damaging things that happen as a result of him not being able to escape.
Yeah.
My opinion is that if they weren't going to play him tonight, they should have shut him down. They shouldn't have let him practice.
I agree.
The fact that they're letting him practice and he seems to be ramping up each practice, that tells me he's going to play. Yeah. In my head.
Or at least try to.
Now, I was kind of leaning towards you throw him on IR, you get an extra week with the bye. That'd be 5 total weeks that he would be completely shut down. The schedule isn't necessarily a gauntlet, we'll say. There's not a team on there that scares you. like nobody's playing awesome out of these teams. Teams have played okay in a game, but I think that personally he'll play, just up in my head.
It's not going to surprise me if he plays. I just don't think it's the right thing to do.
Yeah, I get that. I understand that completely. Santori, in between bites, what do you think?
Yeah.
I don't know.
What do you want to see happen?
What do I want to see happen? I want to see him come out and be healthy, but that's not an option right now.
Right.
It's hard because I don't know how damaged it is. If it's truly just a tweak and it's just kind of bothering him, okay, whatever. But all the roster moves they've made tell me that it's probably pretty serious and they're trying to fight through it.
Right.
I put out my Dad, you and I talked about it earlier, and I kind of put it in our group chat. This goes one of two ways. I think he probably plays tonight just because they have been ramping him up all week.
Mm-hmm.
I think they'll probably, or not tonight, but tomorrow night.
Yeah.
I think they'll probably test him out before the game. He's going to rest the next 2 days. It's going to feel fine. Get him stretched out. They're probably not going to press it too hard in pregame. It just kind of ease into it, get him warmed up. If he can go, they're going to do this every week until he can't.
Yeah.
If he can't go, he gets shut down.
Mm-hmm.
Jake Browning starts a game. If Jake Browning plays well, it's his job. If Jake Browning doesn't play well, McCarron is on the Cliff Notes version of the offense until they can ramp him up.
Yep. I will say, I think Joe Burrow did something on purpose on Friday. I think he walked up that hill on purpose instead of taking the long way because he wanted to show people, see, I wouldn't do this if I was hurting. Taking these awkward steps up a hill. Like, I think he did that on purpose. I think that was very strategic on his part.
Right.
I thought it was a little odd that the injury report right now shows him as questionable instead of doubtful. I thought that was a little bit I guess you could take optimism in that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
As long as he doesn't get himself hurt.
Right. Well, and they got rid of the probable designation too. So, like, if they thought that he was probable, they still have to
be
listed
listed as
questionable.
questionable.
So, you know, that could go one of either way. But our guy Irv Smith,
yeah, he's doubtful.
so he's
Wait, what do we mean, our guy?
he's the Bengals tight end. So
The Bengals tight end.
he's our guy.
The
Santori.
Bengals starting tight end.
He's our guy.
He shouldn't be. It should be Tanner Hudson.
How did he get hurt? Don't.
Yeah, no, I just found out
We've
yesterday.
been asking that question about him for 3 years.
We don't know. Like, I can't remember a play that he got up limping or anything like that. I really have no idea what it was. I don't even know what it. Actually, let me look that up.
Maybe his ego's hurt.
I don't know.
While James is looking that up, more than AJ McCarron. Like I said, I mean, I thought he was a great game. Now, I didn't like it how people said he was better than Andy. Nothing against McCarron or anything, but or did any of you guys think he was better than Andy at the time?
Me.
Okay,
Absolutely.
Santori, did you?
Andy was a better athlete. Andy had better control of the offense.
Right.
But Andy had also been here several years ahead of McCarron.
Yeah.
If you had given them the same time starting out, like if it was an RG3 and Kirk Cousins situation,
Yeah.
and you gave them the same equal reps with the offense, the same opportunity,
Yeah.
I can't say Andy would have been better, but I don't know if I could say McCarron would have been better.
Well,
McCarron had balls. That was
Yes,
the
he did.
difference.
Yeah, the difference between the two quarterbacks is every time Andy would get in trouble and scramble, his head would look down.
Well,
And he would always just get sacked. McCarron would always try to find something downfield, and he looked to make shot plays. I don't think Andy really looked to do that.
why was McCarron a 5th-round pick in that draft? I mean, I know he was a game manager. I know it was Alabama.
That's why. Because he never did anything at Alabama. He wasn't asked to.
Right.
Yeah, because he had talent around him. Yeah.
But I just know that team – to me, that Bengal team in 15, when he went down and everybody thought – or when Andy went down, everybody thought it was over.
Yeah.
He immediately infused a pulse back into that team.
Well,
His first pass was like a 60-something yard touchdown to A.J. Green.
Yes, it was.
He had two. He had a great first half against the Broncos on Monday Night Football, and Marvin shut him down. He brings the Bengals back in a rainstorm in the AFC or in the wild card game to put us ahead until the fumble by Jeremy Hill.
Yeah.
He rose to the occasion, is what I saw. That was 8 years ago, though. All I have to go by now is what he did last year in the XFL, which he had a great year, but it's the XFL.
He was the MVP.
Yeah,
Bengal Dad,
Led the league in passing, 24 touchdowns.
you know, Bengal Dad, he chose to play in the XFL because he wanted his kids to see him play because
Exactly.
he still could have been a backup in other places. I know he went to Houston, Atlanta, Buffalo cut him, I think, after a little bit. I know
multiple places, yeah.
Callahan coached him with the Raiders when he was there too. So he's been a backup. He's been there. Like I say, if we can all agree, a heck of a better option than Browning. Much better option.
Well, you never know. If his motivation to play in the XFL was because he wanted his son to see him play, maybe he's already been made some promises behind the doors.
Possibly.
No, it's possible.
I think I almost can guarantee you he's going to be the number one backup to Burrow a week from now, unless Browning really lights it up.
Yeah.
It wouldn't totally surprise me if Browning had a good game.
Okay.
He's got the arm strength. He's got some escapability to him. He's a strong guy.
Mhm.
As long as he doesn't screw up reading the defenses and all of a sudden he's throwing it directly to a ram, which that stuff could happen.
Yeah.
You know, if he doesn't make those mental mistakes, I think he's capable with the weapons that this team has. He's capable of putting some points on the board. Yeah, I know. Give it to Mixon, run the ball. I get it. The Bengals don't do that, though.
They should. That's their fault.
The Bengals, I'm telling you, if you could play this game out in the future, if you could already see that they would win the game by giving the ball 28 times to Mixon, they wouldn't care that the future showed that was a guaranteed win. They'd still throw the ball because it's not sexy enough for Zach Taylor.
Yeah.
He wants to throw the ball. And at least if they throw the ball, can they be creative? Can we get some naked bootlegs, some double reverses, just something that just go watch a college football game on Saturday afternoon and adopt a couple of those plays. Unless you're watching UC. Don't adopt any UC offensive plays.
Hey, real quick. So I looked up the injury report for Irv Smith. Looks like Thursday he was fine and then maybe did something Thursday and he was limited on Friday, limited on Saturday with a hamstring injury.
He's
and
limited in a lot of ways.
Irv Smith in the chat catching some strays. Irv got hurt by existing.
Yeah, he's been limited since day one.
Yeah, it said, I saw exactly what happened to Irv. A butterfly landed on him on the sidelines. Whew.
I think he was listed as limited during the draft.
Listed as limited, yeah. Here, let's see. Tyler's got a theory. Well, he will be our backup behind Burrow. I wonder if he signed to practice squad so a team that needs a QB will sign him. I know he wanted his. Yeah, that's kind of a little bit what we were talking about, but not the signed by a different team aspect. But yeah, a lot of different ways this could go tomorrow, and we won't know until probably 7 o'clock, 6:30.
Yep.
Probably. Well, you'll probably know. My guess is you'll know probably around noon on Monday if he's going to play or not. They're probably going to do one of those 10 a.m. workouts as long as it's not super sore by noon or 1.
Yeah.
They'll give him a thumbs up or a thumbs down. That's my guess.
I think it's going to be a sore no matter what he does. It's just a matter. Again, my whole take is if they're going to limit the playbook, don't play him.
Mm-hmm.
We can't beat teams throwing 4 and 5 yard passes.
Well, here's the other thing that's kind of the caveat to that, though. How much more limited is the playbook with Browning?
Well,
Because
the way
it
the
probably
offensive
won't be
line,
the same wide open playbook.
well, the way the line looks, and I know Burrow puts the line in the best possible position. But if you assume that the line will block relatively well for Browning, I'm letting him throw the ball 50 and 60 yards downfield.
Yeah,
the guy's got a cannon. Let's just see if Chase can outrun somebody. Let's do some go routes. Let's have some deep crosses. Let's do some stuff that if nothing else, it'll open up the underneath so you can throw those 6 and 7 yard passes and you can get 10 and 15 yards on them because you got run after the catch.
And they lost both their safeties to free agency. One of them is on our team. So maybe Nick Scott.
By the way, speaking of a Chase, I wanted to bring this up. Suppose I heard Chase and Callahan had a private conversation because Chase, as we all know, has been kind of open how frustrated he's been with the Bengals. And hopefully that conversation kind of buried the hatchet with whatever was going on. Are you guys still worried about Chase's attitude right now?
I think his attitude is game to game.
Mm-hmm.
I think if he gets off to a decent start, if they include him, if he gets a couple passes, unfortunately, he's turning into a little bit of that diva.
I just think he's more frustrated, but I get what you're saying. He's just frustrated. Who wouldn't be frustrated? It's good that he's frustrated they're 0-2. I mean, we all should be, but use it as motivation. I'm
just wondering, is he more frustrated because they're 0-2 or because he's not getting the ball? Is it individual frustration or team-driven frustration? I hate the individual stuff.
Right.
I understand that.
You can be mad at yourself if he's like dropping balls. Then he should be mad at himself. If they're not throwing it to him, he can't control that. So he should not let that overly frustrate him. And again, I haven't seen him running down the field wide open like he was at the end of the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. I haven't seen any of that lately.
Why do we keep bringing that up?
Because they should have freaking won the Super Bowl.
Please don't bring it up.
That's a close
that for the last 3 of them.
I'm going to be taking a dirt nap, and I'm not going to have that Super Bowl ring.
Listen, the last time you said dirt nap, somebody died. Please don't do that.
I know it.
Yeah, let's not do that.
That was A. Bartlett Giamatti.
Yeah, good job. You freaking killed the guy that could have released Pete Rose.
He wasn't going to release Pete Rose.
Probably not. But you killed him. It's your fault.
I think the cigarettes killed him.
So let's throw this out there for Ja'Marr Chase. So he's had 5 receptions in each game, and he's been targeted 17 times in those 2 games, 9 in the first and 8 in the second.
That's not horrible.
His big thing is he wants the shots. He wants the go ball. That's his big thing. He wants to take more chances.
He's only going to get those with Jake Browning's the quarterback. He's not going to get those with Burrow. They're not going to call that play. I just don't think they are.
I think they could. The line's blocked pretty well.
I think they could too, but Zach is ultra conservative. He did this in 21 coming off a knee injury. Mm-hmm. He did it last year because of his appendix. He's doing it again this year. And eventually they're going to get behind in the game, and he's going to throw caution to the wind, and Burrow's going to come through, and he's going to have the same press conference. We have to just find the video of the press conference and have it queued up, ready to go. I need to let Joe be Joe. I just need to learn from this.
Well, I mean,
you numbskull. You need to learn from it. Joe Burrow is better than you, Zach Taylor. So let the guy that's the best player on the team do his job until he can't physically do it.
And that's not a hot take either, what you just said.
No, I mean, we have data to support that.
Right.
Like going on 4 years of it.
Right. Yeah, I will throw something out there that it may sting James or Greg. I can't remember.
Uh-oh.
Somebody made the comment last week that Chase is better at his position than Joe is at his position. I 1,000% disagree with that. Joe Burrow is a higher ranking quarterback than Chase is a receiver.
I think that was not this show.
I'd never recalled saying.
Somebody was saying it. Maybe it was the show. Maybe you guys were talking about others.
I think I said that he was the second best player on the team behind Joe Burrow.
Yeah, you did. Yeah,
and I don't disagree with that. I mean, I'm not so sure that T. Higgins isn't a better receiver than Chase, honestly. But I heard somebody say it, or somebody was saying they heard it, and I couldn't believe that. I mean, Joe Burrow walks on water.
Yeah,
on this team, he truly does walk on water.
Gingerly.
Right now, gingerly. He walks on it with a step and a limp and a step and a limp, but he's still walking on water. And we can talk about walking on water. It's Sunday.
This is true.
Jesus.
Oh.
Praise the Lord. Hallelujah.
Yes.
Right. And, the reason I've got those stats for Ja'Marr Chase, we did a little fantasy show yesterday. Because we don't have time to put all the stuff for fantasy football into our normal shows.
Brought to you by the Hot Butter Popcorn Studios.
You better believe it.
Is that when you put players in G-strings and things? Is that a fantasy show?
Absolutely. Yeah. I knew you played. But Greg hopped on with me and helped. We kind of went back and forth on different players, and it was fun. Good time.
Praise the Lord.
Well, no. So I got to tell you guys this. We were talking about Tyler Boyd a little bit, how underappreciated he is. Bengal Dan Santori, I know this sounds kind of weird. I kind of compared Tyler Boyd to Bronson Arroyo because everybody got on Bronson Arroyo for not being like a strikeout pitcher, how he was not a great pitcher. People made fun of me for that. And I thought Bronson Roy was so underappreciated because he was a good innings eater. And Tyler Boyd, I don't think he gets appreciated enough because he's like a big third down guy when you need that big catch on 3rd and 5. Do you get the statement I'm saying? Do you kind of agree with that? Or
he's a solid veteran, kind of stopper, kind of consistent, not over the top great, but he's
right.
There isn't a single team in the NFL that wouldn't take him. There isn't a single starting 5 rotation that wouldn't have taken Bronson Arroyo at his peak. Would he be a 3, a 2, a 1, a 4 other places? Sure. I don't know. It depends on their roster. Would he make the team? 100%.
Yes.
Yeah.
But he's very, very valuable to have. Like I said, because he's not the most best, he's still valuable. He's a bullpen's best friend too. You know, he's a third down best friend in this case.
He's been remarkably consistent with the exception of like that first year and a half where he was kind of figuring it out. Since about year 3, you couldn't have asked for a better quarterback friend kind of thing.
And that ball we dropped in the Super Bowl.
Stop. Jesus. You are on one today.
He had 8 targets last week and caught 6. He actually was involved quite a bit last week. Of course, he did a classic Tyler Boyd thing, and it was for 52 yards.
Right. It's always like 7 for 50.
He's a singles hitter.
Yeah,
he's just a singles hitter.
He's a singles hitter. Can I show you guys the pants I bought? Because they're awesome.
Let's see it, man.
They're not on. I got to go grab them. But I want to go get those pants because they're I didn't know this. They're polyester on the outside and they're like fleece on the inside. They're a little warm, but they are very comfortable.
Nice.
I will be right back.
Ooh, I like it.
Are you gonna model
them? No.
Santori, speaking of pants, I'll give you your other.
I'll wear them tomorrow at the tailgate.
Santori, why not wear the Christmas pants tomorrow at the tailgate? They're still in my car.
I will wear the Christmas pants for a December game.
Okay, cool.
Just as long as it's not the Chiefs are away. Never mind.
Yeah. If it's a team wearing red, I wouldn't do that.
I'll wear my Christmas pants on away or in the one of the December games.
All right, there you go.
All right, I'll be back.
I'm gonna get the picture of the stickers that we got for the tailgate.
Well, no, James. So we kind of cover Brimmy Horn doing the sponsor. Should we cover the other 2 sponsors right now before Santori comes back? Or
yeah, absolutely. Let's go ahead to Midwest Best Barbecue.
Okay, let me get my script.
Oh boy, yeah. Come on, Greg.
Are you looking for great food, great atmosphere, and even better people? Well, look no further than Midwest Barbecue and Creamery. Head on down to 669 Justice Court in Loveland to chow down on their wings, barbecue, mac and cheese, sandwiches, ice cream, and so much more. They are even offering catering services too. And to top things off, the owners Tim and Nicole Worsham are massive Bengals fans. Don't wait and go to www.midwestbarbecue.com to get your carry-out or delivery order placed. Or go dine in to enjoy the sights and smells of Midwest Barbecue and Creamery, which is open Wednesday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., and Sunday, 12 p.m. to 7 p.m.
Shoot, hold on. You get that off of there.
I got you. Oh, I had you.
Oh, perfect. So 3-Way City, bringing the sights and culture of Cincinnati to fashion, named after the traditional Cincinnati-style chili spaghetti. Our good friend Adam founded 3-Way City with Cincinnati in mind. From hats to shirts to jackets, grab a piece of Cincinnati on 3waycity.com today. And Greg was modeling one yesterday at the FC Cincy game, and he's got one on today.
Hey, shout out to FC, by the way, winning the game yesterday, 3-0. We got one Cincinnati team that is winning right now, right?
Yeah, that's one.
There you go.
Let's
see these trousers.
Let's see, buddy.
They are gorgeous.
Uh-oh. Ooh.
Yes.
Kick. That's awesome, man.
They are beautiful.
Where did you find those?
Amazon.
Nice. I actually ordered a pair of shorts myself from Amazon.
These are not shorts. These are gorgeous pants.
Well, I did order.
I also got this sweatshirt from Amazon.
Oh, that's sick.
That's awesome, man. That is money, bro.
That's a good one.
That's awesome.
So the shirt will be part of my apparel tomorrow.
I think I got this shirt from Kohl's.
Yeah.
How's that?
There
You
you
got that shirt from Kohl's. Listen.
We'll
People
start
always-
handing those shirts out and say they're
People
Bengal
always Bengal Dad shirts. People always talk about like this is gonna sound kind of morbid. How do you always remember this person? Probably 80% of the time, I just see my dad in a white undershirt, like V-neck T-shirt.
I'm trying to be Simon Cowell.
Okay, well,
It's not working.
you got to be a little bit more British for that.
Yeah.
Stranger saying Boyd's the odd man out in his opinion. Nobody's a bigger T fan than him, except his family. But even I have come to realize that the smart move will likely be tag and trade. Possible.
Well, don't worry about that till the end of the season, but no, I get what you're saying.
I'll tell you what, nobody wants to hear this, but if the season goes down the shitter and they only win like 4 games, there's a couple guys at Ohio State that could easily
Marvin Harrison, yep.
plug and play.
Right. Yeah, I think so too. Real quick, I do want to show
Would
what we're gonna
be a
have.
very cheap alternative.
Yeah.
Here's what we're gonna have at the tailgate tomorrow. We've got stickers.
Yeah.
And a laptop.
Hey!
Yeah, I'm not giving away the laptop.
Oh.
But bring your kids around. We'll hand out some stickers to them. Just
They can have some milk
They
shots.
have some milk.
Yep, milk shots.
We need to bring some Oreos.
Yep,
I'll bring my orange Oreos.
There we go.
there you go. So just wanted to have something that we could hand out to some kids if they want one. Maybe some adults if they ask nicely. Who knows? But
No.
yeah, we got those coming, and we've got koozies coming too. They just haven't got here yet.
Also, don't get scammed out of buying parking passes.
Yeah.
Mm,
Did you eventually get yours or?
No, that guy
he
scammed
scammed
me.
other people.
Yeah, he got like 4 or 5 people. I started searching it on Twitter, and then all happened after me. He
Mm.
got like 4 or 5 people. We're all in a group chat now talking about
It'll catch up
talking
to
to
him.
each other.
Well, no.
It'll catch up to him.
Yeah.
Well, no. So I got to tell you guys this. Santori, you're probably the one that will understand this shirt. We could be coming out. Pork Chop could be coming out with an FC themed
Oh
shirt.
my god, I saw that shirt this morning and I was crying laughing.
We need to get that. What's the business, bruv?
So,
Hey, Kieran, who was with, if you guys know Kieran, he's awesome. But Kieran's literally said he does not remember saying that. But me, Santori,
well, I don't think Kieran remembers a lot from that
Yeah.
night. We'll put
he
it
probably
that way.
doesn't. But he refused to believe that he ever said that. He was like, no, he said it so many times. Yes. What's
So-
the business, bruv?
Dad for I'll Cliff Notes version. Kieran, born in Ireland, raised in the UK, very thick British accent.
Yeah.
Bruv is their version of like bro.
Mhm.
So he ends everything with bruv. I don't think he remembers much from the game, if you catch my drift. That Heineken may have had something to do with it. But we're sitting there. The game ended in a draw. And at one point, like 5 times in a row, he stood up and just started screaming at the officials, "What's the business, bruv?" And we were like, "What are you talking?" So we just start yelling it back. We thought it was some British thing. And then Greg and I just start yelling a bunch of random British phrases. Like
Yeah.
I yelled fish and chips, bruv. And Greg, your tea sucks. We're just basically thinking anything British with a really terrible British accent. And Kieran just keeps saying, "What's the business?" And
Yes.
the next day we're like, "What does that mean?" He's like, "What are you talking about?" We're like, "What does that mean?" And he's like, "I've never said that." We're like, "You said it a lot,
Yes, you did.
over and over."
Yes.
So it's become this guy because he has no idea what it means. He's never heard it. His wife's like, "I've never heard him say that."
yes.
So now we've just got these shirts that say,
No, I've been
"What's
following
the
it yesterday. He's cracking up every time he hears it now. So, dude, we if we go to an FC game, we have to wear those shirts, man.
"What's the business, bruv?"
Oh, it's
He also
so
almost got in a fight with a preacher. That was fun.
Yeah.
I say preacher, one of those guys that stands outside with a megaphone and tells everybody they're going to hell.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Kieran had not witnessed one of those yet.
No.
Not being from the United States.
No.
Guess they don't have those over in the UK. And I was like, "Kieran, he wants you to swing. Don't do it."
Yeah, don't do it.
He's like, "He's insulting me, bruv." I'm like, "Kieran, he's trying to. Don't
Yes,
do it."
that's what he's trying to do.
So the cops are like, "Back away." He's getting in the preacher. I'm sitting there recording it on my phone. I'm like, "This
I
is
thought you were going to try to break it up here.
no." So it's like, let's see what happens.
But remember, the security guy wasn't even mad.
Yeah, Darth was with us.
Yeah, Darth was with us. Remember, he's like, look, just leave that guy alone. Just leave him alone.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but it was just, oh my god.
It's too good. Yeah. And Kieran's that guy. Like I told
Kieran will fight you. Like that's the thing.
Yes, he will.
I told my buddies at work when they were coming to the tailgate, I was like, there's a guy named Kieran from the UK, and don't get offended by anything he says because he will just talk and just say anything that comes to his mind. Doesn't matter what the language is or whatever. He just says it, and it's not directed at anything. It's just that's him.
There's no filter.
I was like, don't take offense.
No, I think my favorite thing, and I learned this. So in soccer, they do like all these chants.
Yeah,
like we have like really really short ones here in the US.
Who dey?
Yeah, go Pack go, defense. They'll have like whole songs at soccer games, or they'll just make them up on the spot. They're typically pretty quippy, but it's like you have to get the entire section to sing a song you just made up. So there's a lot of organization to this that I couldn't figure out. But I've also learned that their insults are very long-winded.
Yes.
Like us, it's like, go yourself, and it's pretty easy, right?
Oh, yeah.
To the point.
Or, like the stadiums will chant bullshit over and over and over on a bad call. Kieran legitimately stood up and said, "Hey, bruv," looking at the official, and said, "Have you gone to see an optometrist lately? Because your calls are not spot on, mate." And I'm like,
he was saying that yesterday.
Like, I was like, what?
Just say, "Did you forget your glasses?"
Yeah, he was like, "You need to see an optometrist because your vision's not quite there." And you're like, wow, all right. Like, that was, you wrote a paragraph.
Adam from Three-Way City met us there.
Oh, Adam was sitting in front of us cracking up.
I mean, he was cracking up. We were all cracking up. The people around us, I thought we were going to get in trouble.
Oh, the people around us were so mad because we were probably the most annoying people in this section.
Yeah. But no, some people like what Kieran was saying. Like, some people like the real soccer. But Kieran, look, if you guys, FC says they want to get the British atmosphere, you got it with Kieran, man.
Yeah, Kieran will do it. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
but Kieran, though, he's such a he really brings the excitement to a soccer game. Kieran, a heck of a very passionate fan. Kieran is
absolutely.
Oh my god! I just remember screaming "fish and chips" when I got quiet, and Kieran just looked at me like, "Really?" I was like, "Fish and chips, mate." I was like, "Why?" I was like, "I don't know what's going on." It just sounded like the thing to say.
No, Santori, you didn't really know. You were kind of quiet, but all of a sudden you just started yelling.
I don't know what's going on with soccer. Like, I kind of picked it up about halfway through. I was like, all right, this kind of makes sense. Like, that's going to be a problem. This guy's good. Well, I can kind of piece it together. At the end of the day, sports are sports, right? Yes. You can kind of tell when someone's good or when someone's not good. I don't know all the fine details and the plays, but I was like, all right, I guess I get it. It's kind of like when someone watches baseball for the first time, like, oh yeah, he hit the ball hard, or he hit that one straight in the ground. Like, I can tell the difference.
Well,
but man, like,
well, tell them how you tried to teach Kieran baseball. How did that go when Kieran went to his first Reds game?
That was interesting. So I spent basically, my wife begs to go to one Reds game every year.
Yeah,
and I don't like going because, like Dad, every single time I go, they lose.
They won that day.
Not this time.
They tried to lose that day. Remember me screaming in the stands in the ninth inning?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They won.
And I looked at you on the way down the escalator and said, what did we learn about pitching bad pitchers when you have a 3-run lead?
Oh, yeah.
Your closer in. David Bell, 101. Mm-hmm. So it's Ashley to my left and Kieran to my right. And I don't think I talked to Ashley the whole time. I felt so bad. But Kieran's like, it was so funny. So Ellie comes up. And I think he was leading off that day. It was starting that leadoff debacle that we tried with Ellie. And
let off with a homer that day.
Well, and Kieran goes, I just want to see a home run in person. I've heard it's great. He said, I just don't know what it's like. And as soon as he got done saying that, the next pitch, Ellie hit a rocket to right center field. And I said, like that? He goes, is it gone? I went, well, yeah. And it just kept going. It landed halfway up the right deck. Yeah. And he was like, how did you know? And I was like, watched baseball my whole life. I know what they look like.
Right.
And he was like, oh my God, that's awesome. And he goes, what? He's like, what's it called when someone hits one in the air and one of the guys on the dirt catch it? I said, it's a pop-up, and that's not good.
No, but he had a great time, though. He
had a great time. he found out Jake Fraley went to LSU.
Oh yeah, that was his favorite player.
that was it. He
Favorite
stood up every single time. Go Tigers! It was like, Kieran, stop.
So LSU did win yesterday, right?
Yes. They did.
Okay, because well, they're in a good mood today. Kieran and Pork Chop Park. That's good.
Yeah. All right, guys. So I need to skedaddle over to Bengal Dad's house because we're having a day of SunDey football.
That's gonna be cool.
Yeah, I gotta put my pants on.
There you go.
Because these are they stay cool on the outside.
They're
really happy.
Are you going to dye your beard white tomorrow?
I thought about it, but no. I'm not.
I've already got some in there, so I'm.
Yeah, James has been doing that for years.
Yeah,
I'm not growing a beard. People are telling me to, but I just don't care to.
You should.
better get that mullet back.
I'm getting the mullet back. People have told me. I'll show a picture. I'm getting the mullet back. I should have kept. My barber did not cut it. He wanted to design one. It was his idea. I should have kept it.
You need to grow a beard and shave your head.
No.
Yeah.
I don't. Why would you? Well, I'm afraid to ask why.
It's a good look.
Because we want to see.
I
it.
don't know.
You can get a tattoo on your head too.
Oh yeah, spiderweb.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
No.
Listen, Manson shaved his head and grew a beard. He looked great.
You want me to look like Charles Manson?
Why not? I never said Charles. That was you. He also had a tattoo on his head, but it's a different one.
Yeah.
Crip came in late. He said, "Why are you wearing a shirt?"
Yeah.
Like they don't play today. We're not.
They don't play today. This is a just the episode is what it is.
Crypt, you need to watch it back the beginning because Bengal Dad said something and you're gonna love it, and then he walked it back.
Yep. Milk shot.
Chug.
Oh.
Tomorrow night, somebody's got to bring the milk.
I will bring a couple gallons.
I
because
can't.
A couple
I can't
gallons?
15 minutes.
that won't last.
Who else is gonna drink it?
Between Dad, Ashley, and I, 1 gallon will be gone quick.
I'll drink some.
See, there's one gone.
I am not drinking milk at a tailgate.
Why not?
I'm not gonna do it.
Do you understand how happy people that watch the podcast would be if they just saw me walking around shirtless with a gallon of milk?
I tell you what. Let's do a shot. I will drink it, and in a shot form, we will do a shot of milk. The four of us.
I drink milk all the time. I'll do it.
Hey, maybe
that'll be our new thing. That'll be our weekly thing.
That's the thing that gets the Bengals on the winning track.
Quite frankly, I literally thought I was one of the only few people ever left in this entire earth that drank milk. I'm being dead honest. So this is awesome.
Oh no, there's a lot of us. They're banned by society. They're buried.
Gotcha.
They're not a sponsor, but I highly recommend Famous Amos little chocolate chip cookies.
Famous Amos. Oh man,
Really?
and I used to down those down like crazy.
Milk and
Famous.
tequila shots.
Did you? Make sure you say Famous Amos right, and don't slip up on that Amos one.
Yeah.
No, say Tori. What about a white Russian,
that
man?
would be ass cake or whatever, right?
Yeah. Famous Amos cake.
No. Funny thing about that with the word, well, if you watch Brews, there's another word we have for cake on that show. So
Yeah. Wait. Stranger said
What?
I walk around drinking milk hooked on the crook of my elbow like an old moonshine.
We're going to start something new at the tailgates.
Yeah. Hey, and if they win, oh my gosh, it's got to continue.
absolutely.
I'm calling you out, Dana Beers. We're going toe to toe with the milk chugging.
Dude, I've been trying. I've been trying to get them to come over and chug chili, beer, like whatever.
Milk.
Do you have his phone number finally now, James? Dana Beers?
No.
Oh, I'm.
No.
Dude, you're
I got
gonna
the
go.
phone number of the person that scammed me, which was a bold strategy to give me your contact information after
Right.
you scammed me.
Right.
Drew Garrison talked with Dana Beers because he did the challenge last week.
Yeah.
And Dana Beers went over to him and they shotgunned a beer, and Dana destroyed him.
Dana smoked him.
Boat raced him. And so I said, hey, you need to come over to lot 1 and I'll do it. And you can destroy me like Drew Garrison. And I was like, sorry for the stray there, Drew.
All right. I hate to ask this. I don't know who Dana Beers is. I see his name everywhere, but I don't know who it is.
Do you know what Barstool is?
Yes.
With like Dave Portnoy. He's one of their content creators.
All right.
He's one of their guys.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got like I want to say like 260,000.
Yeah,
followers
he's a big
Twitter.
one for Barstool.
Yeah, I missed him.
He's turned into a big Cincinnati fan.
Yeah,
too.
like over the last like year and a half, he was like, I'm gonna go to Cincinnati, see what all this stuff's about. And he like fell in love with it. Like Skyline sends him stuff, eats the chili all the time, goes to Nippert games. Like he's like fully bought in that Cincinnati's a great town.
He got a Toledo loaded up. Like spaghetti and everything in it.
He got French fries in it too. Like,
yeah,
it was like this big. He basically just put Skyline's restaurant in a tortilla.
Right.
And he was like, he took a bite and he was like, oh my God. He's like, this is fantastic. He said some other things, but that's what it was.
Who you got on TV for the 1 o'clock game? Anybody know?
I
don't have SunDey ticket anymore.
My guess is
to watch.
Here,
I
got
guess it's Colts and Ravens.
That won't be much of a game, but at least we'll watch the Ravens.
Is Richardson playing today, or is it Minshew?
It's Minshew.
You might have Titans Browns.
That's a good one to watch.
You could have. I'm predicting the Browns running game is not going to be hurt as severely as people think. Because I think it's their running scheme, and I think Jerome Ford is a really good running back.
Yeah.
He's not Chubb, so nobody say I said he was Chubb. But I don't think they're going to be hurt. And if they normally run for 125 yards a game, I bet they run for 100 a game. They'll be off a little, but I don't think it's going to be like the world's ending for Cleveland.
By the way, James, you and I are playing each other in my fantasy league this week. None of your players play yet. I do get 16 points, so it's a 3-point difference projection. So let's see what happens, right?
We'll see. I don't know.
Yeah.
Wait, Mr. James, why won't Kentucky play Cincinnati in football? I didn't get it. I don't know.
They're scared.
Why they don't play?
They're scared.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, if Cincinnati would have had some offense yesterday, they would have really scared Oklahoma.
Yeah.
But my goodness, that team bogs down when they get to the 25-yard line. That's two games in a row. Satterfield needs to come up with something a little creative.
I'll say this: Kentucky is at the top of the SEC right now, 1-0 in the division.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Look at that. That's like the Reds won an opening day.
It won't last.
Enjoy.
They put up some offense yesterday, and actually their defense they had some.
Hey, guys, what's your take on Deion Sanders? Just little tiny loss he had. It was a close game, right?
What was the final of that game? I heard it was 21-0 at half.
It was 42-6.
Yeah.
Boy, who'd they play?
Oregon.
Oregon was out for blood, weren't they?
Oh yeah. That coach was.
What did Deion Sanders do to just torque him off so bad?
He was Deion Sanders.
So
just being outspoken like he always is.
Here's the thing. He did that, and he had his players go out on the field before the game and stomp their feet on the Oregon logo and like wipe their shoes on it like it's a fucking doormat. And Oregon was like, "All right, motherfucker!" Like that's the pregame speech from the head coach was basically, "They play for clicks, we play for wins." Go.
I did see that. I saw that soundbite. I didn't know Deion had his team do that. I heard they were going to come out on the field in sunglasses. Was that this week or was that last week?
That was last week.
He gave them all sunglasses. Yeah.
What else, Tori? You might remember this. Did you ever watch Fairly Odd Parents?
Yes.
Remember that? Who was that rich guy? Doug Dimmadome or some that rich guy?
Doug Dimmadome.
Dimmadome. That white hat. Yeah, that's what they did. Somebody compared that to Deion Sanders' hat to his hat. And I thought that was funny.
Here's the thing. Deion, I refuse to call him Coach Prime. I just think that's pretentious.
Right.
His name's Deion Sanders. It's Coach Sanders. Coach Sanders obviously has done a fantastic job with the program.
Yes.
They were the worst team in college football last year, and now they're competing.
Mm-hmm.
But you're going to – and he knows this. I'm sure he does. You're going to put a target on your back with the way that you're acting. You know, there is a lot of flash, and that's been Dion, and that's been authentically Dion for 40 years now. No one's ever questioned that. It's not false bravado. He's frankly earned it. I mean, he's a fantastic.
He's earned it for himself as an individual.
Well, he's earned it as a player. I don't know if he's earned it, and he did a hell of a job at Jackson State. No one's going to dismiss that either.
Right.
But when you are at a lesser program like Colorado, this is not Alabama, this is not Ohio State, this is not Notre Dame, and you are going to play programs on your level or higher, there's not going to be many lower in terms of the prestige of Colorado. You are going to run into people that want to tear you to pieces, and you are in a league that style points count. If someone has the opportunity and they smell blood to tear you limb from limb, they will do it.
Yeah.
That's the issue that he's going to run into, is when people want to beat him, they are going to want to annihilate him.
And they did.
I don't necessarily like all the flash from a head coach, but it is Dion, and that's what you get with Dion.
He's definitely putting a target on his individual players. I mean, you saw what happened already with who was the guy that was their two-way player that now's got damaged liver?
Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy got destroyed going down the left sideline, and that, I'm sure, was fueled by Deion Sanders.
Well, and that's a lot of what I put a tweet out about it. I said, look, it's a dirty hit. I'm not going to defend it. There's no way to defend it. I said, but when you have a high testosterone atmosphere and you have somebody running their mouth, and I'll use some kids' terms here, you have someone that wants the smoke and you have somebody that was willing to give the smoke. It's going to happen. It's inevitable. I'm not saying it's right, but it's a war. And people, you know, when you get to that level, I mean, to me, it's the same thing as Burfict and Antonio Brown in the playoff game. They hated each other.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of times where people are like, oh, they hate each other. It's a war out there. I'm like, no, these guys are pretty much friends. Those guys hated each other. Oh, and that kid saw a shot to make a name for himself and take a hit, and he did. And I'm not going to blame Dion for it, but when you provide and encourage an environment that is a sideshow, call it what it is. It's not football. It's a sideshow. You're going to run into some bullshit.
Yes.
And he's clearly putting his son in danger.
Yes. Yeah, but like I said, it's just Dion being Dion. But Bengal Dad, I wanted you to give us what Dion was like playing for the Reds. Like, were you a big fan of Dion when he was playing for the Reds?
I love Deion Sanders, yeah. Deion Sanders didn't talk. He just went out and tried to produce. Terrible outfielder, probably a worse arm than Friedel.
I heard he wore a glove on his head as a joke one time because the ball would always hit him in the head. The ball
hit him in the head one time, so he wore a glove on his hat. Yeah,
right.
For a joke. But the guy, he was clutch.
I love Dion.
He meant business at the plate, and you couldn't throw him out on the bases. He was like a polished version of Ellie. The guy was like a 280 hitter. He had a relatively high on-base percentage, a very high percentage of stolen bases, did not make mistakes on the bases, didn't strike out an abundance of times. He was a fun player. I love Deion Sanders. I got a 2x3 poster of Deion Sanders that says speed across the top. I love Deion Sanders because speed
was over our toilet for years.
Yep, speed is the only thing that doesn't slump in sports.
Well, you know, Deion,
I love speed.
I heard this. His top three choices were Colorado, Cincinnati, another school. I heard he even said he wanted to play for the Bengals even when they were at the worst times. Deion said he loved it here in Cincinnati. I mean, would you guys have been happy if he was hired as the UC football coach if that was possible?
If he conducted himself the way that he's currently conducting himself now,
I wouldn't want it.
It would rub me the wrong way. And okay. I don't want it to sound like I'm just hating on Deion Sanders because as a kid, I idolized Deion.
Oh, me too.
I mean, anytime he was on TV and he talked, I listened. Anytime there were primetime highlights on, I watched. I didn't know he played for the Reds till probably I was 12 years old, even though I saw that poster every day of my life. It just never clicked. One day I was looking at it and it's like, did he play for the Reds? Like, and I was like, yeah, he did. And I was like, oh my God, like you wouldn't have thought that he'd have played in Cincinnati because he's big time. The Cowboys, the Falcons, the Niners, and and the Atlanta Braves and Cincinnati Reds. It's like one of these things isn't like the other, you know?
Exactly.
And, I loved him as a player, loved him growing up. Even though it pissed me off that he came out of retirement to play for the Ravens, when he played for the Ravens, I was like, I'm gonna watch for a little bit. And
Well, I thought it was the coolest thing when he played for the Falcons and then helicoptered in to play in the World Series. I thought everybody thought that was super sideshow. Tim McCarver, remembers Tim McCarver couldn't stand Deion Sanders.
Yeah.
Deion Sanders was undeniably one of the best athletes I've ever seen play sports. You can put Bo Jackson up there. Deion Sanders is there. But to play two sports, and Deion played both sports at a high level, relatively high. Bo played them at a higher level.
Yes.
So Bo was probably the best athlete that I've seen pull that off. But,
and Deion, I think Deion's the only one to get a ring in both.
I don't think he did. He get one with the Yankees or the Braves? I don't think he did.
He got one. I think he won a World Series in baseball.
I know he made it to the World Series. I don't know if he won one with Atlanta. I could be wrong. I don't know.
Sure he did.
It was just remarkable to watch Deion on a football field because you knew when he was in space, there was a very, very high percentage he was going to the house.
Yeah.
And he knew it by the time he was 30 or 40 yards from the end zone. It was just amazing. The talent level was just so extremely high compared to most of the players on an NFL field.
Well, did you guys watch that ESPN documentary? He talked about, because when Tim McCarver, like you said, was getting on him, I liked it when he threw that ice bucket on Tim McCarver. I thought that was kind of funny and all that. But remember, he said, look, I played for the Braves for free. I didn't play for a sing because he was on the contract with the Falcons. He said he played with the Braves for free. He was trying to help them win a World Series, he said. So, he's done a lot of, he's done a lot, for the team,
I don't know if he created it, but he sure did make it a thing with the high step.
That was him.
Yeah. I couldn't remember if somebody did it before him, but he sure did make it a thing.
That's Deion.
Didn't.
I think the dark side that I remember, and I don't know much about it, but you heard, again, since my son didn't even know he played for the Reds, he was going through some dark times when he played for the Reds.
I did see that.
Because I think he tried to commit suicide.
He did. I saw that.
Like he drove his car down a ravine or he did something. It was somewhere near UC that he did this. But not to bring up something negative, but just a little more introspective. A guy that has it all can still not feel like he's got it all.
Yes. I did see that, yes.
On that note, what do we think?
Yay!
Yeah.
Yay.
What do we think about what?
Is that a good place to end?
I guess.
Dad
said he wanted 15 minutes. We're an hour 7.
What are you guys having over at your house today? Any good grub?
No.
Shit.
He doesn't do anything for me.
Poor shit. How many wings have I made?
Wait a minute. That's another nickel in the jar.
There you go.
How many times have I been out there on that hibachi or making burgers or wings or something?
When was that?
I've made all kinds of stuff out there.
You're not allowed to.
Not anymore. I got freaking banned.
You make messes.
It's the best kind of food.
Thanks,
If it wasn't messy, it wasn't good.
And real quick, don't forget about our jersey giveaway that is sponsored by Midwest Best Barbecue.
Get some meat in your mouth. Love you, Tim and Nicole.
That's my boy.
Tim and Nicole, thank you so much.
Oh, absolutely. Santori, tell them how to get in.
Donate. Do good. Send us receipts of it. Literally, like I don't care at this point. I want to see you giving back to your community. I'm gonna even take the dollar amount off of it. I don't care. $5, $10. I mean, still for every $10, you get another entry. But if you can only donate $5, I'm not gonna be like, oh, that's not an entry. I'm not gonna be a stickler about it. For those of you that know, I typically round up. If you spent $10 and the service charge takes you to 13, I'll call it 2 entries. I don't care.
Are you begging for dollars again?
Yeah, I've got to pay for the wrap of my car somehow.
You're like Jerry Lewis. Hey, ladies.
Let's keep seeing the subscribers go up and Santori getting more followers. Absolutely, Tyler.
Yeah. So, just do good. Even if it's like you picking up trash at Kings Island or something. Just keep the world clean, keep the world a better place. Just do things good for your community.
I'd like to make an executive decision here. I think Tyler should get an entry for what he's doing for you.
Dude, he should get like 5.
Yeah,
Yes.
more, but
Like-
at least one. Yeah.
Yeah, he's tearing it up. I mean,
Absolutely.
every time my phone dings, I look down. It's something
Darth
from
in there
him.
too.
Yeah, I mean, Darth and Tyler, every time I look down, my phone's going off for them promoting the show, sharing something.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Yep. 100%.
Yeah, Tyler, all you guys, thank you so much.
We need to have a Santori telethon.
Santori telethon. Santorathon.
Yeah.
Thanks
just answer
for
the
the
phone.
memories.
Anyone know a used car salesman? I don't. I could probably find one, though. I'm sure we have a Twitter follower somewhere
Oh,
who's
yeah.
selling cars.
Maybe.
I can recommend a dealership.
Darth said he's not driving to Lexington though. I don't blame you, buddy. Don't blame
I know like 15 dealerships that might be able to help.
you. Mm-hmm.
I know one in particular. It's actually 2.
I know like 15 in particular that I can take from.
Real quick before we go,
You want a Beetle? We got one.
Greg,
I almost bought it for Ashley yesterday. You talk about bad impulse decisions.
without throwing a bunch of curse words in there, I want you to go full savage mode on the Rams. And I'm gonna play this to give you 10 seconds to figure out what you're gonna say, and I want you to go full savage mode, okay?
Okay,
Right
no cussing, right?
Try not to, but
Pretend Mason's next to you.
yeah.
I'm
So
ready.
I'm gonna play this going full savage.
That's my trash, you the maid, so you bagged him. I'm a savage. Classy, bougie, ratchet. Sassy, moody, nasty.
Close enough. Hey, we are going to come in Monday night and beat the Rams and take them by the horns, rip them off, throw them in the woods, and take back what's ours.
Hooday!
Hooray!
I like it.
Take him by the horns.
Yeah.
And right into the stretch. Looking back and throws up the middle. Throws is on his